Hello everybody, welcome to a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream. I lied, it's not a live stream, it's an offline stream because we tried putting it online like a live stream and it didn't work. I had some weird connection issues, I tried fixing them, I even set it up and it was all ready to go before we started. We started and then it suddenly stopped working. So unfortunately I had to cancel it. So that's not fun. Myself and the wonderful Anditesh Ordo is here. Why don't you say hi?
Hello, this is Anditesh Ordo.
He's Anditesh Ordo from the YouTube channel, Anditesh Ordo. You've heard of him. He makes Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos. In fact, let me show you his YouTube channel. It's right here. You can see he's got all kinds of stuff, and the latest one he's uploaded is a Star Wars The Last Jedi thoughts and reviews, and look at that, it's 27 minutes and 41 seconds. Lots of interesting thoughts in there, I'm sure. Myself and Anditesh Ordo might even talk about the movie too, but of course, if that's going to be in this video, I'll put up a spoiler warning, obviously, and make sure I don't spoil anyone's life. Or maybe it'll be a separate video, or maybe we'll just cut it out and do it off the book, whatever. But today, I had some things to talk about. So some of the things we wanted to talk about was, I guess the biggest one was I recently made a video, or I say recently, that was 3 weeks ago? Wow, we haven't done this for a long time.
Separatist Invasion was 3 weeks ago?
Apparently that was 3 weeks ago. That's what the YouTube thing says. But you know what? We haven't really talked about it. So I saw your comment, but other than that, that's the only thing I saw. So maybe we're going to start off with that. Then we'll talk about some of the future updates and where Galaxy of Heroes might be headed based on some discussion we heard from the Game Changers YouTubers and the developers. And then after that, I had a fun activity planned, but since Anditesh Ordo cannot see my screen, I'm not live streaming it, I'm going to be postponing that. It's something really fun and funny, but I want to save it for a later date so you can see it. So let's just talk about the Separatist Invasion thing first. So this video took me a long time to make, and I wanted to see if people liked it. So based on this, so I clicked on it here. It seems pretty positive here. There's no dislikes. There's some all the comments down below are pleasant, so I like that. And I know we talked about it before, and you had some cool insight about what characters and stuff could be released. I didn't follow all of those suggestions. So like Grievous, you suggested he could have 2 ships, and then also having a second Magna Guard and some other cool stuff. And I didn't follow it completely because it got to a point where there was almost too much content, where there's 5 starships already, and I lowered it to that amount. There's a bunch of new characters and reworks and stuff. It's like there's so much content that it becomes like unrealistic to have that all in one update. So I narrowed some of it down, and then also thought about, well, some of these other things could come in a later update, and that would work if they all went together. So yeah, that's what I did. I guess I could ask you the general question. What did you think of it? What do you think?
Well, the morning that I woke up, because I work graves, and after I woke up after I saw the video. At first I thought it was an actual trailer first, until I saw your name.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, wait, because also right above it, right above the video was a talk about, I think it was around the time the Wampa, the Imperial probe droid, was released. And I saw that from like Arnold T or one of the YouTubers. They had that. Then I happened to see the trailer for this little trailer you made, and I was like, holy cow, is this really happening? But I saw your name and I'm like, nope, but it's still a good concept. I actually liked it. Yeah, and yes, like I said in the comments below it, and I will still say, well, one thing I did realize after I mentioned in the comments what I mentioned, is the fact that there is the option of having the battle droid pilot for one of the ships. That way the commando droid would be with the gunship. But other than that, it was great way you pulled it off. Oh, but yeah, I actually liked it. I don't see much wrong with it. I'd be excited to actually, see it coming out. And you really made it to look like that was in game. You did really good.
Oh, thank you.
Like characters look like they're ready to go. They were like in the game. Like the ships. Well, even though obviously it would probably be mirrored because Grievous's ship would be technically on the other side. But other than that, it's like you have it mirrored, you have it set up like for battle. They look like they were really in the game, even though I bet some of them you might have used in game, like the battle droid and the commando droid that was already in game, the V2. All you had to do is just crop out the one droid, but it looked real enough, and I was like ready for it. Still am ready for it. I want to see droids as a faction.
I do really too. I love them. They're fun. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I spent many hours with Photoshop. Some of it was easy. Like the ships were more easy to Photoshop in. So essentially what I did, maybe I could even open, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to open up my Photoshop files for it so I can show you. All right, I can't show you. Ah! It's an offline. I'm offlineable. It's all offline.
That's why you can't show me.
But I can.
Well, you could show the video, obviously, and then I'll see it when I rewatch the video.
Yeah, that's something we can do.
Just show it. Show what you did there. And obviously, making the little pictures in the circles, those worked fine. And it's nice we would have a Asajj Ventress having a ship, droid bomber. I noticed in the comments below, someone did mention that the droid starfighter should be its own ship, and I'm like, yeah, but technically that would be all the droid ships would be their own, character / ship.
I agree. There's all kinds of things you could have. There's a ton of different ways I could have gone about that whole update. I was thinking it would make more sense if like a droid command ship with Newt Gunray came out, and then with that I have all the ships be like droid controlled or something. I thought that would be cool. But anyway, so I have the Photoshop file pulled up, and I think my general strategy about going around it was I would cut out the characters that I didn't want in there, and then I would find suitable PNG files. So like the Droideka and certain characters, they had suitable PNG files where I could basically copy and paste them in and then just do some coloring to make it look like they were there. But some of them did not have that, like BX Commando Droid. There was not a good PNG file or just a normal picture where I could copy and paste them in to make it look like it was in-game engine. So with that, what I did was I found the mission where BX Commando Droid was in the game. So I found that mission and then recorded some footage. I like screen capped it, and then I meticulously cut them out and pasted them in. And then also like with Camino, like the Camino map where they actually have like water reflections too. So I had to make sure that I put the character model water reflections in there and made it look pretty convincing. And then the shield of the Droideka, that was actually a PNG file I found, so I got lucky. That was there. So all I did was do some coloring with it. So yeah, mostly it was, just meticulously cutting out, and then I did a lot of cloning to the background to make sure. There was one map I did a lot of cloning with. I should find that one. But yeah, that was the main thing. With the ships, it was pretty easy since it was all black and white background. That was pretty easy. With the actual, the rest of it, got kind of tricky. Let's see. So I think the one with Kalani. With Kalani, there was a lot of Photoshop in that one because he didn't really have a good PNG either. He had an okay one. Oh, and Boba Fett. I did not do a good job with Boba Fett on the one with him. Not Boba Fett, Jango Fett. I didn't
Yeah, I
do
was
good.
like,
He didn't look very good because there was no good PNG file, and I would have had to search through like hours of like other video game footage to get like a photo for him. And I was like, you know what, maybe I can warp him a little bit. And besides, like, it's not, the video only shows him for a couple seconds, so I'm like, you know what, whatever. So let's see, in the background here I did some cloning work. It's a little messy, but the thing is, the viewer is not really looking there. He's looking at other things, so I think I could get away with it. Oh, shadows took a while. Shadows took a long time to do to make it look convincing.
yeah,
Those sucked,
I
but
could see how that would be.
but anyway, I guess the Photoshop was okay. You know what? I'm gonna explain my editing process. It was mostly, if I could break down the time spent on everything, like 60% of my time spent on it was gathering assets, finding good pictures, finding recording the footage from like YouTube videos and stuff like that. That took forever getting that. That was the main amount of time. The actual editing only spent 15% of my time maybe. And then the rest of that time was spent dealing with like glitches and things that weren't supposed to happen, where I would copy and paste someone in and then they wouldn't show up and be like, what the hell's going on? And then after 20 minutes of troubleshooting, I find out that if you change the opacity from 100% to 99%, he'll suddenly show up. And it's like, they don't teach you that anywhere. That's just some glitch that you just have to learn to live with. So, yeah, it was a lot of work. And honestly, at the level that I did, I don't know if I want to keep making them because it was a lot of work. But
Well, come on, you don't want to do a bounty hunters one?
I would love it, but I think if I were to make more, it wouldn't be like this. It would look a little different. Maybe I'd make it shorter, like almost like trailer, like within a minute, and it'd just be really quick, concise. Maybe not even any talking. Almost like similar to like if you go to the Galaxy of Hero, like the Star Wars page or their YouTube channel where they'll host update videos. Like they have like a channel for like, or a trailer for the raids or something. It'd be something similar to that. So yeah, if I do something like that in the future, it'll just be that. I kind of use this project as an excuse to just practice editing. So like all of the, oh, let me go back to it. All of the, like when the fake hologram that came up, I like used a bunch of effects and layered them to make that effect and try to make it look somewhat convincing.
Yeah, I thought that was. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that you did it, even though I know it took a while and it was a pain in the rear to deal with. But it's. I say it was still worth it, and you got quite a few views on it. I think I don't know if I remember sharing it or giving it. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I've done so many videos since then. I don't remember if I've done video sharing. Hey, check this video out. It's not real, but at least you get some insight.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I'm just happy to see that some people liked it, or like whoever did actually click on it liked it. I'm fine with that. I like having feedback, so if people didn't like it and said like, oh, it sucked because of this and this, then I would be like, okay, then I know like those are areas I can improve on. Also at the end with I had this weird Photoshop glitch where so there's this really handy tool in Photoshop and it glitched out where it combined, like it took Dooku's feet and like put him up near his head to make it look like he's just this tiny little guy with no arms. At the end of it, like, do you remember seeing that? Like at the end of the video, or maybe if you clicked away before the end of the end credits, you wouldn't have seen it. I just threw it in at the end because it's so weird. It's okay. It's called Content Aware Tool, and it'll like auto generate. So if you make a selection, it will delete whatever's in the selection and then paste, basically do like an auto clone job of like what it thinks that area should look like. And normally it actually works really well and saves a lot of time. But in this case, it did like the weirdest thing. So it was kind of scary. So that was fun. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there's more to talk about with that, but I don't know. I wanted to talk to Nickar about it too, but you know what? I think.
Oh yeah, I see. I see the video. I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It made Dooku just like a midget with no arms.
And it has like the scary music and the slow zoom.
Yeah, I can't hear the music because I'm chatting with you now, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely go look at that for the actual effect. So,
all right. Well,
the next thing, I guess, or
yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Let's move on a little bit. So I'm going to move here. So the next thing I kind of wanted to ask you about it. So I guess it bleeds into the next topic. I was excited about doing this whole separatist thing for a few reasons. So the reason I really wanted this update to happen was because it fixes some stuff in the game. It makes the dark side more powerful, which a lot of people have been complaining that the light side, it's all about rebels, and the dark side's can't quite compete. So I think this update, the reason I was so excited about that it would come out is that it would make the dark side more powerful. It kind of fixes a few factions and like creates a lot of cool stuff you can do with it, like lots of mixing and matching between droids, separatists, and Geonosians. I think that's cool. And then also it adds like a big update to ships, which the fleet arena has gotten kind of stale, with the last update being Thrawn, which is cool, but still like more ships and more capital ships would be cool. So I was excited about that, and I think that was like a logical step that this kind of stuff needed to happen eventually. And you know what I've been doing ever since I've made that video? Guess what I've been doing with my roster?
Getting it ready for Darkseid, I assume.
So I have been upgrading. I've been getting stars and shards and stuff for all my separatist characters, and I pulled them up on the screen now. I'm trying to get 7-star all of my separatist characters, and I'm pretty close actually. I finally got Sun Fac to 7 stars. Magna Guard's almost 7 stars. Yeah. And you might think, and I'm also, know what currency I'm using to upgrade a lot of these people? I'm using the Fleet Arena currency. So you might think that's stupid because you could be buying Zeta shards, which would be smart because I have a lot of Zetas that I need to be doing, or that I want to be doing.
To be honest, I've only purchased one Zeta shard, and that was just to get me to the next level, or so that I can actually Zeta a character. Other than that, I haven't been using fleet currency. I've been using fleet currency for ships and characters because I feel like that's the prime place to get them. Granted, yes, the Zeta is probably the best choice because you'll speed up your chances of getting a Zeta character, but I don't know. I feel like they're starting to get to the point of getting more Zetas out there. Like with Territory Wars, we're getting Zetas now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're going to be adding more options in the future. It just depends when they decide to do it.
Definitely. So I've been upgrading. I mean, it would make sense. Like here, let me look at my characters. With the Zetas that I want to do currently, I want a Zeta Barriss, I want a Zeta Thrawn, I want a Zeta BB-8, I want a Zeta Kylo. There's a lot of people that I could be giving a Zeta to give me like a nice upper edge that will help me out in a lot of areas of the game. And I haven't been doing that. I've been upgrading Separatist of all characters. So, I mean, normally that's pretty stupid. But here's the thing.
Are you able to farm Zetas? Are you already able to farm Zetas?
Yes.
Through the.
I'm farming them, but it's pretty slow. I mean, it's gone like 2 to 3 weeks at one time where I didn't get a single Zeta shard. Not one single Zeta mat. And I was farming them for like 2 weeks. It's, you know, it's just RNG. Sometimes you'll get like a bunch, almost never, but sometimes they just won't get any. And that's why I like buying them as well.
I usually get at least one a day, but sometimes I get 2 or 3. But I don't know. It is that RNG. Some people have worse luck than others, and some people just, you know, get 2s quite a bit. But it's just RNG is a little annoying. That's why I feel like that is one thing they need to update with that and the challenges and the regular challenges and the fleet challenges, where they take everything to max of 5 chances to get, because a lot of people will have a lot more Zeted characters a little quicker, and they get more credits, more fleet currency. They get a lot more rewards.
Let's see.
But that is one of my update wishes for like quality of life, is increasing the chances of challenges to 5.
Yeah, if they're gonna make it entirely based off of random chance, and like at least give us a little more chance to like get it. If you're gonna make us gamble. I just unlocked Ayla, I think. Ayla Sakura. I'm also going right now. I'm just unlocking a bunch of characters, just for the heck of it. So I've actually unlocked most of the characters in the game. I think I only have like 10 more to go. And those are characters. Well, actually, wait. No. Oh, no. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, more like 15. I almost got Colonel Stark. I need 5 more shards for him.
I have 14 left.
Nice. You'll help your guild out.
So the 2 story characters, Rey and Luke, Hermit Yoda and Wampa, I think I probably won't have for probably another year. I haven't worked on Wampa at 0 because I like farming gear out of those.
Oh, me too.
Out of that shop.
I would rather.
And Hermit Yoda's just been achievements.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been just getting them for achievements.
I think that's a good idea. I've been with the guild currency, I've just been buying gear because, and not like the gear 12 gear. I've been buying like gear 11 gear because I would rather have a roster with lots more gear 11 characters than a few gear 12 characters. I think that's stronger.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Carbantes, stun cuffs, and anything I could. Sometimes I get some shards here and there to top off a character ship, but mostly it's just been Carbantes, the hypo syringes, the annoying gear, the most annoying gear that everyone needs. That's the gear I keep out of here.
Oh yeah, the annoying gear. There are some pieces of gear that suck. I'm doing an arena battle right now, and I'm fighting the team called Murder Bears. It's a Ewok team that's actually really effective. They're in the 200s. And I just changed up my.
It's definitely not meta.
It's not meta, but the squad that he's using is actually pretty effective.
Yeah, it's probably considered more of a tier. If they have actually used tiers, it'd probably be like a tier 2, tier 3 team. I know Phoenix would definitely be a tier 2 team. A lot of the meta teams are tier 1. Imperial Troopers would be tier 2. So, but so with what you've seen, I know you've been wanting to talk about updates and stuff. with what you've seen, what do you think of the new Rey?
The new Rey. At first, I thought she was just like what Arnold and Mobile Gamer said. They're good, or she's good, but she's not CLS style. And they were like, kind of mediocre, lukewarm about it. But then now they've just released a video, like I just watched one today, that's showing her being a badass and being really good. So now I'm a little worried. Well, I mean, the thing is, I would be more worried, but not many people are going to have her. So I guess I'm not really worried as much until the second time around. But honestly, go ahead.
No, finish what you were saying.
I'm actually more worried about CLS coming back again, because as soon as he does, everyone is going to have him, and this game will be CLS on every team for however long that lasts. Everyone is going to have CLS on their team. I know as soon as I get him, my team is going to be Chase, Double Zeta R2, CLS lead, and then I've got Zeta Raidhan, and that's going to be my team.
That's a really powerful team there. And that's kind of close to how I could get that team. But yeah, getting Commander Luke Skywalker is a lot easier than getting Rey, just because of the veterans. The veterans are the killer for Rey. And I feel like Commander Luke is still, going to be considered number one for a while, unless they bring out, maybe they rework General Grievous makes him better. I'd be okay with that. But other than that, like they're gonna. Unfortunately, developers seem like they really favor the light side, and that's what they've been doing since the beginning. And so always the light side is going to get the very powerful, high-hitting characters that do a lot of stat buffs and debuffs, and it's crazy.
Absolutely.
I want the game to be more what's the word, variety. The variety for meta, variety for toughness of teams, so that it's like regardless of what team you're facing up against, it's going to be a little different, and it's going to fight different. Like Night Sisters fight a lot different than Commander Luke Skywalker teams, and Night Sisters have a fun time tearing through Luke Skywalker teams. So it just, and I'm glad that those characters were brought in, but it's just annoying to see Luke Skywalker being like the most powerful powerhouse of the.
Yes, a lot of people are sick of that. Also, I just finished the battle with Murder Bears. They put up a huge fight. They're really effective for some reason.
Wait, was this Arena?
Yeah, that was Arena, and he's called Murder Bears. I love that guy. Oh. I gotta ask him to be my friend. Is he my friend? I think he's my friend.
So you used your Arena team with Akbar.
Yeah,
Jay's,
so we had the same Arena team. So I had originally had my Resistance team as in Arena, and I was using them because I had Poe maxed on speed, or really fast. I remodded him because we attempted a heroic tank raid, and it didn't go well. we blew through phase 1 much faster than I thought, and then phase 2 I have a roided out, like to the max Resistance team. I have them like a quadruple Zeta Resistance team all ready to go, and they could not get a significant damage in the second phase of the heroic tank raid for the life of them. And it's like, this team is like specifically designed for that. How is this? How? And I was really angry. I don't know how it happened. So I remodded Poe to give him more potency because none of their explosives were sticking. I even put R2 on there to give everyone more potency, and even though everyone else in my squad is specifically modded for potency, they could not land explosives for the life of them. So I was very angry. So since I remodded Poe, I took my resistance team off, and I'm like, you know what? They dropped ranked anyway, so I'm just going to start experimenting. So I had the exact same squad that you were running with Rex lead, Nihilus.
Rex, R2, Nihilus, and Chase.
Yes, I had that team, and then I just decided, you know what? I'm going to switch out Nihilus for Zeta Raidhan, and I'm going to try Akbar because my wedge isn't upgraded enough. He's like gear 8. So
my wedge is like gear 9, I think.
Yeah,
it's my bigs that I keep gearing up, but I also keep gearing bigs up because of Fleet Arena too, making his ship more viable.
Oh yeah.
So that's like gear 11 right now.
Oh, you know what? I figured out Poe's ship is insane. Poe's ship does stupid amounts of damage. He does like 75,000 damage. He can like one-shot people. I didn't realize this. I had he was like 5-star ship. My Poe is really upgraded. He's gear 11, but the ship it could like one-shot people, and I was like, you're not even. I just got him to 6 stars I think today, and it's like it's ridiculous. So like I gotta use him more often. He's a little weak, but he's so good.
He's squishy, but he hits hard, but he's squishy, right?
Yeah. As long as you hide him behind Biggs or something. Yeah, I'm gonna try experimenting with him. Also, I've been upgrading the Geonosian ships because, of course. And yeah. I want to tell you a little story. We had someone in our guild. Their name was Visage Antris. And they loved the Night Sisters, and they upgraded. They had a fully decked out Night Sisters team before the update, and we all made fun of them. But then one day, guess what happened?
They did the update.
They did the update, and now they can top score in arena. There was a number 3 team, and it was Night Sister squad. So yeah, if dreams can come true. I'm gonna put all my coins in the Separatists because I love them. I'm gonna try experiment with them just because I love them. People will laugh at me and think I'm stupid, but you know what? Maybe someday they're gonna get reworked and it'll be glorious. But that was originally my thought, but then I heard some of the developers talking about the updates, and they said something that kind of made me a little sad, but it makes sense. Arnold asked him, because he has a gear 12 Grievous and he loves Grievous, so he asked him about that. And I remember his response was that he's on the list of like characters, like we'll visit them and change them, but currently they haven't worked on them, and basically it's not going to happen in the near future. Is what they said, because they said right now they're really focusing on all the like the Last Jedi and all that kind of stuff with the movie content. They're focused on that. They're going to be doing that. Then they're going to roll out with some other stuff. I think it sounds like they're going to focus. They might be focusing on more social updates, so like better guild chat or maybe something more social, so like people can connect and talk better. Which it sounds really cool. I'm all for that.
Yeah. But it is good because there's a lot of people that want to get into a good guild. They have to get another app like Discord, and for some people, they don't really want to download another program just to talk to. So it would make sense to have the guild chat room or like a way to like with the inbox section, maybe have a tab where you can talk with your guild there, and you can do more in-depth talking and talk to individuals instead of having to talk to them through a extra app.
Absolutely.
So I can see that is a good thing that they're going to work on. So I'd assume in the next 2-3 months, excuse me, we'll probably get another quality of life update, which we still need some more quality of life stuff to come about.
Yes,
but
we did.
Other than that, yeah, like fixing the bronziums giving us a chance to pick like 5, maybe 10, you know, at one time.
Yeah.
Rapid tagging all the time. There's just a lot of things they can still work on. They've improved, like, every now and then it seems like every month, in the last couple of months, they've improved shipments one way or another. Like the shard store, shard shop, whatever it was called before. They have added better gear to this shop, which I'm excited for. I was disappointed they took out all the character shards.
Yeah, me too.
Because even though I wasn't going for Grievous, it was still nice if I had enough credit or currency saved up, I can get, you know, the new character that came out. They stopped putting them in. That's kind of a disappointment, but hopefully we get some good quality of life updates to help speed up the game a bit with gear, with Zetas, and I'm gonna say this now, with characters, because we're getting to the point where we need more and more characters for more and more things, and it'd be kind of nice to, instead of farming like 5 to 7 characters, but like farm like 6 to 10 characters. Because you got the light side, you got the dark side, but you also got these little factions needed. And if you're in a guild working with territory battles and territory wars, you'll want more than one team. It's really gotten complex in the later game.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. One thing they did say is that the game is kind of designed specifically so that you can't really have everyone upgraded in the game unless you've been playing for a very long time. They kind of specifically designed it where, yeah, you kind of have to pick and choose who you want. So there will be some things that you're going to go all out for and have a nice developed roster for some teams. But in other cases, you're going to have to just not upgrade people because you have to pick and choose who do you think is important. In my case, I chose Separatists, so I'm screwed for now. But maybe someday, I cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, I'm still trying to gear up like General Kenobi because my R2D2's 99.9% maxed out. I just need 2 more pieces and he's maxed out. At least until they do another gear update, which I hope that's not for another year and a half or so.
Oh, I don't want another one to come. Yeah.
You know, give us some time. I'm sure in the next like 12 to 24 months we'll have another level increase. But until then, I'm good where it's at. They still are trying to work on things, and I'm okay for them working on those. But yeah, like I haven't really picked a good faction to work on. I have to admit, I've been all over the place. Like I've got like a Gear 11 IG-88, Gear 10 HK. I've worked on droids quite a bit, which is good because I know they'll have droids in the next 6 months.
Oh yeah. Sure. I saw in my my arena there was a droid team going around with BB-8, and it was pretty decent. They held up. They're not they're not going to top tier or anything, but they held up pretty well against a lot of squads. So I thought that was interesting.
Was it an HK lead?
It was HK lead. Let's see, IG-88, R2. BB-8 and what was that last droid? I think it was B2, and they held up really well. BB-8 was key though. BB-8 was very key with all the healing, and then him gaining taunt, and then whenever like he evades, like he has a Zeta for it, and he really does help. He can make him pretty viable.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about BB-8's taunt is he's not really built for taunting. And if someone's if he's taunting and you got an enemy, a character that's gonna stun him or something, it's gonna have you have less chances of throwing up Illuminated Destiny, which is one of the reasons why I don't like the fact that I actually Omega the ability to get the taunt. I hate that I did that. And I've noticed there's a lot of teams, a lot of people running around. There's this YouTuber called Metazugi, or I think something like that, where he's running around with a couple teams where he's paired BB-8 up with Chopper. And Chopper's been the one that would be taunting BB-8's, doing his thing. And also Chopper also helps out with, the fact that he also dispels and stuns enemy droids, and then he taunts. He also has a chance of decreasing a allies or a droid or Phoenix allies cooldowns a bit with his basics. So, but it was interesting to see that type of team. And you could look up. Have you heard that a YouTuber before?
What are the name?
Metadzuki, I think, or something.
No, I haven't seen him, but I might look them up.
Yeah, I know the best way to find it is. Hold on, let me see if I want to see if it's on. I think it's Indestructible Chopper or something.
Indestructible Chopper. That sounds pretty good. A little scary.
That's the name of one. Okay, it's not Indestructible. It's, what's another word for indestructible?
Undeniable.
No, that's not it. That's definitely not
Godlike. Durable.
It's Metsuga Zai. Let me look for that video.
Can you please pronounce my name right now? I remember you said it in a video, and you said it like you were like offline able. You don't really get. And it was so funny.
Offline able.
So I guess it doesn't matter. I pronounce it offlineable. Like you have. When I made it, I was like a little kid, and I was like, "What? I need a username. What would be something really deep that you could think about?" I'm like, "How about I'm online, but I have the ability to go offline whenever I want, and I'm not some kind of slave to media. I'm offlineable." And that was my name. Thus, the legend was born.
Yeah. Well, the team that he had with Chopper and BB-8 was he had Akbar lead, Chopper, BB-8, General Kenobi, and Thrawn. Or he'd switch it up with Commander Luke Skywalker. He'd switch that position up there. Let's see.
Oh, do you have General Kenobi?
I do.
Oh.
6-star. My guild's been working on him.
Oh, okay. So you recently got him, or you just got him to 6 stars.
Yeah, I'm like close to halfway to 7 stars.
My guild is not ready for that. Unfortunately, we've tried. Believe me, we've tried. But it kind of sucks not having him because he's essentially necessary for most top tier squads. So since I don't have him, I just have to focus on like other teams essentially. I would love like Zeta Barris and General Kenobi. That'd be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Not for a long time.
Yeah, so if you search up Arena Indestructible Chopper, beat BB-8, you'll find it. And it's called Metasuga Zai, is the YouTuber. And
Okay.
I've stopped him, and I've been watching all the random videos and different teams that he's been playing with, which is another reason why I personally would like to have a test account so that I could do random test teams and talk about them as I'm playing.
Yeah.
He just does a music overlay. He just does a music overlay. That's why I've seen like he's done teams where it's Akbar, General Kenobi, Shore Trooper, BB-8, and Thrawn, or kind of that mix up. Or instead of like Akbar, Thrawn's the lead, and you got Commander Luke Skywalker. It's really interesting that he does those teams. Also, I've realized General Kenobi is really good with Shore Trooper as taunting.
Oh yeah, Shore Trooper is great. I've been working on him a little bit. It's gonna be a million years before he's ever ready. I actually heard if I just upgraded his gear, I heard that even at 4 or 5 stars, he actually does really well. Like he's pretty tanky still. So you might be able to use him even if he's 4 or 5 stars. Have you?
Yeah, it's just all the, like, I'm trying to finish up General Kenobi to at least gear 11, so that I can start finishing up Short Trooper, because they need a ton of Carbonities between the both of them.
Oh yeah.
And that's been the part of it. So, also mentioning about the sadness that you said about General Kenobi or General Grievous. I'm thinking they may actually be doing Separatists later down the road, compared to maybe some more Imperial characters and a rework with bounty hunters, in my predictions and thoughts, which I did a prediction video on it where I said January is going to be bounty hunters, February is going to be Empire, March was going to be I think March or April is when I said they were going to do Separatists or something. And that's because territory battles for the dark side needs bounty hunting. And so once they do I assume they're going to do a rework for bounty hunters here soon because of that. Because they got Empires really good, but even though they still need more, but still getting territory battles with bounty hunters would be really handy to have some more.
Yes. Yeah. When you mentioned bounty hunters, I did think about the territory battles with that. Also, did they say they nerfed it already? Like I don't remember if they if we've had a chance to test out Darkside territory battles since the last one. How many times has it been? Only once?
No, we haven't. We've only battled it once. We're going to be starting it in 2 days.
Okay, so now we get to see.
I think they were gonna. I think they said they did rework some of it, because we noticed like I took my bounty hunter team in. Boba Fett, IG-88 are my like top 2 tiered characters, gear 10 and 11, and I had like a gear 8 Cad Bane. Then I threw in my working progress of farming shards for Zam and Dengar, and they got slaughtered on the last tier. The Wampas. I'm like, gee, I thought I would be able to beat this one, but no.
The first.
So it.
Yeah, I have a very well upgraded IG-88, and then Boba Fett is okay, and then that's it. They were able to beat the first tier of like the first wave of the bounty hunter thing, but then the second one I didn't even try, because there's like 3 Wampas, and I only have 2 bounty hunters, and yeah, it's not even worth it. I'd rather just deploy those characters or like fill up the platoon missions. If you can't beat a wave, if you know you can't beat a wave, better to just deploy or use them in platoons, or just go play Splatoon.
Well, if you can at least, well, I usually at least battle to at least as far as I can, because like Phoenix, after on the light side, my Phoenix squad does really well the first 2 or 3 days, and then the last few they get creamed on the last phase, unless I get lucky with RNG. So that's why, and a lot of the times I just auto it because I just don't want to take up the time to battle through. Well, it was 6. They dropped it to 4, but even then, I just don't like the time it takes just to battle those.
Absolutely,
especially with Phoenix squad. Phoenix is kind of
yes.
Like, they're really good. They're really good, but they're really boring to play with because they don't do as much damage as you want them. But they do. I will say they do. They feel like they do more damage than Ewoks do.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Less amount. So I hope they redo at least Chief Chirpa's leadership ability to give like offense and maybe crit chance, crit damage to Ewoks. I think that's really where Ewoks would start to shine more, is getting like some offense, like 30 offense, 25 crit chance and crit damage, and on top of what the base Chief Chirpa's leadership already is. And then it would just give Ewoks a fighting chance in arena, at least a better fighting chance. I don't know how much more.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, Actually, there is someone who can give them like quite a bit of, like all those buffs. There are a few people who can do, a few Ewoks who can do that. So they're actually pretty effective, like the Murder Bears team. I think he uses, obviously, Chirpa Lead. He has, crap, I need to pull up the Ewoks. I don't remember their names. He has like Paplu, the tank, Low Gray with the daze, and then he gives all these crazy buffs when he does this one ability. And then he's got Wicket and Ewok Healer, the healer guy.
Ewok Elder.
Yeah. And it's pretty effective.
He heals, cleanses.
It's kind of weak against Maul teams, but oh yeah, maybe I should try Sith again, because I used to run the Maul team, and now that I have Zeta Savage, I got that in preparation for the tank raid. It worked pretty well, but then I accidentally lost him. Do you know how to use Zeta Savage or Zeta Ren Kylo for the tank raid?
Well, I've seen gameplay of it. I don't have Zeta for either of them. I've thought of Zetaing Maul and Savage, but I've been working on other characters.
Yeah, unless like you need to do that in order to complete a tank raid. I wouldn't. Maybe Kylo, but the Savage is definitely annoying. He's actually I almost have him at gear 12, and that's a little scary. I hate fighting Zeta Savage with like, if he's lead. I wanted to see if I could do that in like territory wars, just put Zeta Savage as like a team, defense team. I thought that would be hilarious, but I don't think they let you. You have to put 5 characters to make a team.
Yeah. Well, they could do it this way, where you can throw in Zeta Savage, Zeta Kylo Ren, and then 3 random other small characters, and that'd be a team. And some people would have a hard time fighting it because they probably have to, use 2 teams to beat it, unless there's someone on the guild that goes, oh, I can easily beat this, and they just stun. Well, I don't know, just to make it to where they just kill them easily. But it is nice to actually think that, though. I think you actually have to have 5 characters. Yeah. Or a lot of people would just be you finding those one characters, like Commander Luke Skywalker. He's one that can solo up against a bunch of people.
Absolutely. Oh crap, I forgot what I was going to say. It was about the arena. So in a territory war, I said I decided to go all defensive this time, and like set like a crap ton of defensive squads, and then only save my resistance squad for offense. And I set this one really strong defensive team that actually held its own for like a really long time, and it was the last remaining team on like one of our bottom territories, and it stayed that way for a long time. Like it warded off like a bunch of attackers, and I was super happy. It was like Rex lead, R2, Chase, and Raid Han. And it held its own for a really long time, and people were scared to go against it. I was really happy. But I think it did finally lose like near the end of it, though. But that's because a bunch of people had to attack it. But I'm proud of you. Good job, my children.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an interesting team. Like, I could probably swap out gear-wise. I could probably swap out my for arena my Nihilus for my Raid Han, because my Raid Han is a lot stronger for one, higher gear rating. I'm just curious if that would actually. I want to test that. I'm gonna test that right now.
Yeah, we've got time. We've got.
Well, of course you can't see it, so. But I might do it in. I'll do it really quick. I'm not gonna go against a Rex lead because I'm just pointless. I'll just be like, stun. Okay, everyone else is going against me, but I have a Rex lead, so it kind of counterdicts. Here's an interesting team. Boba Fett. It's like 3 ranks below me, but it's Boba Fett, Kylo Ren, Count Dooku, fighter pilot, and Han Solo.
Oh, all right.
Now.
Interesting lineup.
See. Yeah, it is. See, and the thing is, like, one thing I really wish is Darth Maul were to come back, but it won't come back because of all the critical chance that's out and about. Especially with what's it called? R2D2 second Zeta, where he shuts down like a lot of the negative status effects. So like if a character didn't get dazed but they counterattacked, it really kind of shuts them down.
Yeah, definitely.
It shuts down that team. So they'll be dazed for like a quick second, they attack and they're gone. The daze is gone, then the counter chance is back. If it wasn't for the fact of R2D2, I could still see Zeta Maul being a very viable character or team to face, or it'd still be viable in the.
Yeah, I like his kit, and he is definitely useful in some situations, but at just current meta and everything, and you can still do well with him. You can still be in the top 200. I feel like I'm kind of glad I'm not super close to the top because there's a lot more variety. I mean, it is still rebel focused. Like as the higher up you go, the more CLS leads you get. If I just refresh my roster right here, it's mostly CLS and some more rebel ones. And then you've got a few meta ones like Thrawn, Rex. Oh, someone had Jedi Training Rey. Let me see if I can find that again.
Yeah, I've in my top 50, there's a
there she
Jedi.
Is.
There's some Rays up there. There's
she's gear 12 too.
Actually,
how does he have my gear 12? Really? It's Jedi. It's Rey Jedi Training. She's gear 12. There is a double Zeta R2, a 1 Zeta BB-8, then the Scavenger Ray, not Zeta. CLS, he has 2 Zetas, and yeah, she's gear 12. She's modded for crit chance and crit damage, and she has.
That's a whale for you.
Yeah, I think it's a whale. How many Zetas does Rey have? Does she have 3 or 2?
3, just like Commander Luke.
Okay, then she
has 6 abilities, just like Commander Luke. So she has 3 Zeta.
Her leadership is Zetaed, but the other 2 are not. So that's interesting.
So this guy named Chili Dog at the top of my arena right now. He's actually running an Akbar led team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Akbar, General Kenobi, Commander Luke. I'm gonna kind of go on Commander Luke, but he's still there. Hermit Yoda and Thrawn. So it looks like he does a lot of assists. Thrawn has a special that would allow for an assist. Yeah, and so you got Commander Luke assisting a bunch and Akbar assisting a bunch.
I've got.
So that makes sense.
Number 13 in my top arena is a 5-star unmasked Kylo Ren led team. That's interesting. Otherwise,
well, there was a time. Okay, get this. There was a time a week ago, or within the last week, I was skimming through Arena. There was this Night Sister team, all Night Sisters. Okay. Was it the? I don't think it. But yeah, there was this Night Sister team, pure Night Sisters. So it had Mother Talzin, Daka, Ventress, Zombie, and Talia for the cleansing, and they were at 4th place with this team. None of them had mods on them, or a few had like 1 to 3 dot mods on them, and I'm like, wow, that tells you the Night Sisters are really powerful.
Oh, you know what?
They can be powerful.
Another
that plague.
another thing that could have happened is that someone in a top tier team might switch out their team as like a joke or like try something new. So they're like, oh, how did a team like that happen? But it's like they're not cheating.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
I've done that before where like as a joke, I just set my like to like one really weak character. I don't remember why I did it, but I did that one time. Oh, here's a Night Sister team. Talzin is 4 stars, Zombies 3 stars. But they're in rank 20. I saw 2 other Jedi Ray led teams, or Jedi Training Ray, whatever. And they're all gear 12. So I think that's interesting. Yeah. So either like maybe there's some pack. No, like they wouldn't buy it. Hold on. She's triple zated? This one's triple zated and gear 12. Yeah. How? Yeah. Did they just spend like thousands of dollars on it?
They probably. I'm not sure. Because they would have had to spend a lot of money just to get the veterans to 7-star, first off. BB-8 would have had to be... They would have probably by then already had BB-8 because of First Order. Has been out forever. And then just had Finn and then Rey. So, yeah, I can see it. It's expensive. I bet they probably spent $500 to $1,000 on her. Just with all the mods and the... Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be making a fun live stream where we talk about that kind of stuff. And I'd like to have maybe you and Nikar on for that one. Because I know Nikar has spent money on this game. I've never spent any money on this game. But I know Nikar and I have 2 different viewpoints on it. So I think that would be a fun discussion. And then also I've got some gags and fun stuff to do. But it will be something around that. So I think I'll save some of my thoughts for that later on.
We could probably start wrapping up.
Yeah.
But I will say I do spend money every now and then. Like there's a pack in the store that I went ahead and bought for like $5. It was the Dark Side starter pack. I bought it because I wanted more credit, more currency in the shard store. Because all the characters I had were 7-star. Well, except Talia. It allowed me to 7-star my Talia. Wasn't even trying, but I was like, $5, sure. And so, yeah, there will be a difference on, how much anyone would want to spend on the game. So we can definitely save that one as a topic.
Okay.
Or when we get the...
Yeah, looking at this one, this one makes more sense. This says like, 50 shards. It says guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. It's like, 50 shards for these 2 characters, 20 shards for these 2. You get a bunch of sim tickets, $5. Oh, and some crystals, money, $5. That's like, that's reasonable. And then you get stuff like...
Yeah, it is.
Man, like... And then you'll get stuff like, pay $30 and get some shards to take a character up 1 star. So he'll be 4 stars or something. I really... Okay, I'm saving all my opinions. I'm going to save all my opinions.
Yeah, so we'll save that for the live chat. So, okay. But yeah, I think it's time we go ahead and wrap this up. It's been fun.
Definitely.
And we could definitely more for Nikar on the next or the actual live stream. So, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. If anybody watched it, thank you. We're gonna be doing more fun stuff. I promise it'll be more fun than this one. This one was awful, wasn't it, Anditesh?
Yeah, it would have been nice if it was live. We could actually, share video. I'd be able to see his channel and stuff like that. Especially since I'm talking to him through a phone.
But you know what? I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna look into screen sharing stuff. I'm gonna try to fix everything so that next time we do this, hopefully everything will run better. So that if anything does go wrong, it's not my fault. And I've got, more fun stuff planned in the future. We'll just have to plan and then all scheduling and stuff. So thank you for anyone who joined. And then also just a reminder, if you want to check out anything Anditesh talked about, he's got his own channel, Anditesh Ordo. Go check some of his stuff out. It's pretty cool. Otherwise, you can find me at my channel, Offlineable. This is mostly a channel where I just post stuff. I'm practicing to be a video and photo editor, so this is just a channel where I post things that I write off as practice for video editing. So whether that be like video game stuff, it could be Photoshop stuff, could be music stuff, could be really anything. So I just use it as a creative outlet to just dump all my creative stuff there, and then some stuff just for fun. And then that fun stuff sometimes is live streaming stuff, because I like talking to cool people about this game because I think it's interesting. Otherwise, thank you everyone for joining, and I guess I will see you next time, hopefully, if you want. I mean, you don't have to watch. It's okay. Goodbye.